Hi, everyone. So, a little introduction about myself. My name is Colin, and I am a generalist. So, let me explain. Um, I went to school for computer animation. Basically, I was an artist, worked on computers, and then when I got out of college, I did mobile apps. And then after that, I started working in the solar industry. I started as a surveyor. Eventually, I did design work, and then also did some installation, and then eventually went into sales as a solar consultant. After that, I worked as a sign installer and designer. And throughout my life, I've basically just done all types of odd jobs, whatever pays the bills. And why I consider myself a generalist is because I've never considered myself as, you know, someone who is tied to a specific career or anything like that. Like I'm willing to try anything, and I've done basically any job you can imagine. I've probably done it at some point in my life. So it's given me a lot of experience, and I think it's one of the things is with building a van. It's I look at it as like the ultimate expression for a generalist is because you basically do everything or you can do anything. And in my case, in the camper van that I'm converting, I'm deciding to do it all by myself. The only assistance I have is from, the great YouTube videos that are out there, which I'm eternally grateful for. But other than that, it's just me, my two hands. So that's a little bit about what I'm going to do. I guess why I'm doing this is so when I was a surveyor, I was a lead surveyor for a solar company. One of the things that they allowed us to do was take our van home. So I had a Ford Transit Connect, which it's a small van, and at the time, I was going through some tough life situation where I was actually homeless, and I didn't tell my job, but I was actually living inside of my work van, and despite that, or because of that, I really actually enjoyed that lifestyle. So I got to go to places that I normally wouldn't go to. So one of the things about a surveyor, solar surveyors, they send you out to all these places. So within like 3 states, for example. So I'm in Massachusetts. They would send me sometimes to New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and before I started living out of the van, what I would do is wake up. You'd have to drive like 3, 4 hours, and basically that was your whole day. You would just be driving. When I started living out of the van, what I would do was that when my shift was over, I would know like that morning, the next morning, what I would have to do. So let's say the next morning I had to be in Connecticut. So what I would do was that night I would just drive over to Connecticut, and sometimes I would have like a short day where my day finished at like noon or 1 o'clock, for example. So I would drive over to Connecticut and I would just hang out there. I'd find like a nice camping a trail or a beach or whatever, like some nice scenery, and take a hike. and just spend the day there. Go, check out the sites, and then at the end of the night, I would just head into my van. I had it was very basic because it was my work vehicle. There's nothing I could do with it, not much, anyways. But the benefit of being a surveyor is you don't really need a lot of tools. So the most of the van was just completely empty, which was great for me. So I put a sleeping pad down. I had a little space heater. I had a little propane cooker. Um, I had a little, just a small AC power, like battery generator, just a little one, and that was enough for me. I did it. I did it for, and I really enjoyed about it was the fact that I got to go to all these places that I got to spend time in all these wonderful places, these beautiful places that normally, I would never have the time to go to. And that, even though it was like a dark time in my life, it was actually a really great experience for me. It was one of those things. And my coworkers, I would have to hide the fact that I was leaving my van, but I would joke to them. I was like, there's all this space in the van. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could just like sleep in there if you wanted to, or you could just go camping with it if you wanted to. And I just joke about it, but little did they know, like I was actually like living out of there. It's like, wow, like, Colin, he's always on time, like to all these meetings. He's always like the first person. It's like, yeah, I was in the parking lot. Like I just woke up in the parking lot. um, but eventually, things settled down in my life, and I didn't have to live out of my van, the work van. I got a place, and went back to paying rent and all that stuff. And but I always had that feeling inside of me, or I always imagined, like, if one day I could somehow get myself a van, and I wouldn't need much, but I'd really enjoy that experience again. But this time, I would make it more comfortable for myself. Uh, and so, lo and behold, it's 2025 now, and I have been able to get my hands on a van, and I'm doing what I said I would do. I'm gonna turn it into something a little bit better than a work van and a sleeping bag, but I did enjoy that anyways. So sorry, I'm working while I'm doing this. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I hope that you guys enjoy what I'm doing, and please let me know what you think. All right, bye. Oh, and one last thing I want to say. Um, this is not a DIY, okay? I am not a professional at all, and please don't try to attempt to, if you're going to learn something, it's probably going to be from my mistakes. So just keep that in mind. This is not a DIY. A lot of the stuff that I'll be doing is probably going to be experimental. So let me take the hit of making mistakes. And I would just, if you want to know how to do it, there's tons of resources out there. A lot of people who are doing it right, and I learned a lot from them. So take that as it is. But yeah, just enjoy the show, and enjoy all of the mistakes and accomplishes that I make. But please, you know, don't consider this a DIY. It is not a DIY. Do not fall. Well, it's my DIY, but don't don't do what I do. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. Thanks. All right. So there she is. This is day one. I just got this 2014 Ford Transit. I got it for a pretty good price, so I am excited. This is the vehicle that I'm going to be converting. It's got 2 rear windows, one sliding door on the side. It's got a nice high roof, and it's in pretty good condition, so I'm psyched about that. There you can see we just had winter weather, but it's nice. So I guess this used to be a work van, which most of them were, and I'll be using this to convert. So be replacing that or taking that down altogether. And let's see what it looks like from the back. Okay. And so first step is to clean it out. And then we'll see what we got under here. All right.